It's not.
Yeah.
It's like
But
Undisputed comes on at 9:30.
But when we lived on the East Coast, though, I didn't feel that though. You know what I'm
Because you
saying?
didn't know any different. But I didn't grow up in East. I grew up in Central Time.
Yeah, but
I
you
knew the
spent high
difference.
school. You spent high school on the East Coast,
I knew the difference. I've felt the difference significantly.
though. That's crazy.
It's amazing
like,
how. Uh-huh.
see, I wouldn't want to live. I wouldn't want to live on the West Coast for that time zone because I wouldn't want to watch primetime games at 4 p.m.
You got it all backwards. You're not seeing it the right way. And I'll tell you why after a second. Let's go ahead and welcome in everybody to another episode of Let Me Ask. So let me ask you this. That's what this podcast is called. It's two buddies talking about life's insignificant issues and trivial topics. I am broadcasting live from a remote location. I don't know.
Even
I'm
though
not telling that. I'm not telling anybody where I'm at.
every episode is remote.
True, but I'm playing a true road game right now. As I am in someone else's apartment. I'm in it.
It's an away game.
I had to buy a desk chair, and like a TV stand. Not a TV stand, but like a TV tray table. This man doesn't have there's no desk here. I don't know where he does any of his work, and I know he does work. It's interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah, you know what though? I'm always amazed at those people because, like, if I could spin the camera around, or to our audio only listeners, if I could describe my office, which is also the baby daycare, which is also my man cave, which is also the video game center. Anyway, my office though, you've been here. I have a desk, a monitor, like all of these things that are necessary to perform my daily duties working, whether that be for my career or extracurriculars. I'm amazed at those people that solely operates like off of a MacBook monitor alone. I'm like, nah, bro. I need a mouse. I need to be able to like move things around and like really see it like on a big screen. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I need something to put my elbows on as I'm doing my work. If I'm on the
That
couch, I
too.
don't. Yeah, I don't. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it until earlier today when I thought, why do I feel so much better today working here than I did yesterday? But I don't
Well,
particularly
you are
like
like
it.
a wrist. You're a wrist. Like I've seen you. Like you are a wrist. Like wrist on double hand. Like typer. Like
I type. I
the
took
way
basic
that you
speech and
should.
teachers typing.
Yeah.
Yes, I know how to
Yeah.
type on a
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
Like I don't would use my fingers. What do you say? I put my
Hey,
fingers on the keyboard and I use it. I type.
you be shocked though. Like when we went to Houston, the woman that was behind the desk that was setting up our stuff or whatever, her typing skills were at an all-time low. Like, and I was like, wow, I could tell that you don't type emails for a living. Like, because she was mm, mm, poke, 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 tap, tap. And I'm like, oh no, bro. Like my baby, it would have been so much faster for you to just, type, type. But
Well,
hey,
I left the
whatever.
house once today, about 30
Okay.
minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
the CVS within walking distance, like literally on the same block, and I wanted to buy a candle, and I needed a brush. So trip to
Okay.
CVS is in play. You tell me
All
you'll be
right.
ready in 20 minutes. I like to do these weird things where I like kind of time myself. Like, oh, there's no way it's going to take me longer than 20 minutes to get there and back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first, I'm walking out of this complex. I go into the stairway. Now, yesterday I went into the stairway, and because he lives on the second floor, so it makes no sense to me to take the elevator. It's just much faster.
Nah,
Yesterday,
nah, nah.
yesterday saw two dudes smoking. I don't care, whatever. That's
Smoking what?
probably they were smoking weed, Taylor.
Oh, okay. I mean,
They were
hey man,
smoking weed. You federale.
I, I don't care what they smoke, regardless. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, like it kind of hits different if you like. I saw these two dudes smoking and they're huddled up smoking a cigarette. Like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Nah, I would have
Mad
described.
Men.
I would have described that scenario, right? They were two dudes passing a cigarette back and forth, weirdos.
No, I
But
got you. All right. So
nah,
they
man.
smoke a weed.
Yeah, so that was it's whatever. So I go
Who
and I'm
cares?
walking down I open the door to the stairs today,
Hmm.
and there's like, first of all, I almost hit somebody with the door. So
Oh wait, the stairs are like an indoor thing.
this it's the hallway is indoors, but the door opens up and the stairs are then open air. They're not
I
outside,
got you.
but
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
open
yeah. I
air,
got you.
right?
I think they do that to prevent like water when it rains and stuff.
I
Anyway, I
don't.
got you.
Well, in any
I
event,
got
it's
you.
a good thing
We're
this
not
door was
engineers.
open air because when
Yeah.
I opened the door, hit this man with it and apologized, I immediately said, "Oh my God," and cursed significantly because this man who I hit with the door was in the process of taking a shit in the stairway.
Oh no!
I kid you not.
Oh no! Bro, what?
I mean, look, I took because at this point now I'm pot committed because I've taken 4 steps past the door. I've hit him, moved on, and I looked back, confirmed my worst suspicions and fears, and just
Oh
pushed
my
it
god.
downstairs. And I called my buddy, who actually apparently is in rent negotiations with this very building, and let him know that he needed to call somebody and let them know that the hallway is currently being defecated in by a man.
Bro, is this apartment in the hood or
No, no, no,
like what
no.
is
This is a nice place. Marble countertops and hardwood floors and a mail
is it
room.
is it
Like
a
I had to
gentrified area
I had to
or
type in a code earlier today to get a package out of the box in the mail room. They have like a whole Amazon
okay,
locker. No, this is a nice
yeah.
place. It costs to live here.
But is it gentrified though?
I don't
Like
know too
did the
much
people
about where
that
I am.
and that's what I'm saying because it could be that it could very well be a nice place, right? But they put this nice place up in the middle of defecated soils.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
You
have any
get
idea.
where I'm going though.
I
Like
understand what you're saying. Being having I've
I
like
don't know.
walked around. I've walked to the store half a mile away and so
And
on
you
and
ain't
so
get
forth.
robbed, so it's all right. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem like I went to the store last night at 10 o'clock. Didn't think twice about it. Didn't
Oh
think
yeah, nah,
twice about
damn.
it. Actually, now that you mention it, didn't even
Well,
didn't even cross my mind.
did this man continue to go or
But I didn't continue to stay, so I don't have too much more. Like once I hit the next landing, I hit the door. But you know me, man. I had something to say from literally from the top of the from the stairway in
oh
to
my
out
god.
because I was just going.
Did you say something to him or what?
Absolutely, I said something to him. Several
What
things to him. What do you mean?
God, this is crazy. To our listeners, I had no clue about this story before.
All I text you
So
is
what did you say to him? What you
all I
say to
text you
him?
is every time I come to Atlanta, I see some shit shaking my
Hey,
head.
you did say
Every time I come to Atlanta, I see.
oh, that was when you texted me.
Yeah,
This was like 30 minutes ago that you saw a public shit.
I mean, dude, like
Dog, what?
it was
No, what
significant,
did you?
bro.
Well, I'm crying, bro.
It was
Bro,
significant, bro.
what did you say to him?
I mean, bro, like I'm trying to keep it PG-13 as possible, but several
No,
words that
no,
you can't have
give
on
me.
cable.
No.
Nah, man, it's like I let him know I thought that was a pretty foul thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And if so, there's so many other places where you could do this at. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not even no grass right here, bro. Like, come
People
on,
walk
bro.
here. That's what I'm saying. That's what
Like,
I'm like.
what you doing?
People literally. It's what this area is designed for mobility,
For
for human
walking.
mobility. It's the only reason why it exists is to get from one place to another place. For me to travel upward in the air. It's the only reason why this shit exists. So
Yeah,
why would you do that here? Why
yeah,
would you
bro.
like find a corner in the parking garage, dog? You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
There's so
that
many
like
other more
or
spaces.
the grass, like, cause bro, that ass, you are gross as hell if you allow your dog to take a shit in areas where like your dog shouldn't be going. You know what I'm saying? Like like within apartment complexes, they literally have signs up that's like scoop your poop or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't just be allowing animals to even go anywhere and do anything. Like I hope for this man's sake that he is first of all in a mental capacity that is not the best, and I hope as well that he is in a home situation that is not the best, because what if he lives there?
Bro.
Like what if his toilet just isn't working?
And
So he was
that was the
like,
thing that I could not 100% immediately discern. And all of my I caught my boy and told him this story, obviously, so he could tell the apartment
Yeah.
complex. And now I've ran it through in my head. Obviously, it's something I'll be thinking about
Yeah.
probably for the next 5 years. At least every time I come to Atlanta, without a doubt, it'll pop
Yeah.
into my mind.
Nah.
But I couldn't
Yeah.
100% discern whether or not the man was homeless. I
Yeah.
could not
Right.
promise you that he was.
Right.
I
Right.
could
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
I
What if
couldn't
his
tell
toilet
you
just wasn't working?
definitively
And
that
he
it
was
was
like,
that.
maintenance is taking way too long. Like, y'all want to bullshit me? I'm gonna bullshit you.
Bro, like that, it very well. Like the only thing that I got going is that it's October 6th and he had on a hoodie in Atlanta. But I don't know.
It's about to get chilly tonight, though.
I
So
could have had on a hoodie walking to the store. I had on a
I'm about to
hoodie
say
walking to
it's
the
about to
store
get chilly.
last
Like
night.
tonight's low in Dallas is 55, and I'm in Dallas. It's 55 tonight, so it's about to get chilly. He may have been prepared, so he may not have been homeless, bro. His toilet just may have been broke.
But I'm telling you, without fail, every time I come to this city, something happens.
That's
And I tell you this, matter of fact, first of all, my flight was delayed for 6 hours. I ended up getting here
To
in the
get
middle of the
there.
afternoon yesterday. See an accident. I see an accident every time I come here too. 75. There's two people playing bumper cars. And it's just like boom, right behind this car, right behind us. And I'm just looking around like, man, what
They got in a wreck.
Yeah, it's like, what is this place? What is this place?
Dog.
It's like I can't make it up.
Dog, that is insane though, bro. Like I've seen, obviously, because I live downtown, so I saw a whole bunch of like homeless wildness, like when living down there. It was living downtown was definitely like, it was like The Wire at times. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so I've seen some defecation on the sidewalk, and okay, that wasn't Rover over there. That was, that was a man.
That was Ricky.
But I've never seen it physically happening, bro. So that's something that's like, because then, like, did he have toilet paper? Probably not. So, like, now you're just walking around with, like, shitty butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, that is great. That's crazy.
And, like, you got to have a buzzer to get in here and shit. Like,
I was gonna ask that. I swear to God, I was gonna ask that.
It's not like you can't just walk in the door. Like you gotta have a bump, like a
fob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking that because I'm like, if they got Amazon packaged boxes, that means that I'm sure that they've upgraded the doors.
Matter of fact, I just remember people line their trash cans up outside in this complex, and somebody comes around and picks up your trash. Which I think is ridiculous.
Valet trash.
Like that's a ridiculous concept. Like why is it not
charge you like $25?
That I didn't realize that was what the deal was. I just take out my trash when I care to take the trash out. Like
they charge you.
Been doing that for 30 years. I can do it forever.
I hate it, dog. When we lived in an apartment, we had valet trash. Now downtown we had a trash chute. Just throw it in the chute. It's out of there. Sometimes it would get jammed and it would smell bad, et cetera, et cetera. But like that's the life you live. But most times, it's just a trash chute. But in our apartment, we did have valet trash. And valet trash, I agree with you, is a scam. Like it is 100% a scam because I'm gonna pay you $25 to come by every day and pick up a bag of trash. Because if you're coming by every day, more than likely I only have a bag of trash. If that, because I may not have a full bag every day. So you're coming by every day to pick up my trash for $25. And it's not even every day. It's maybe, 6 days a week or whatever. If my trash is not fitting correctly within the can or whatever, you're not going to pick it up. You're possibly going to give me a fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I could have walked this on down the hallway.
Yeah, I could put it in the dumpster.
Yeah, like I could have took it down there. Valet trash, I'm sure, works really well for older areas, like I forget what they call those.
Well, if you want to do it for a value-added service, that's one thing. You can't just have it be my standard practice. Like I don't like what's this about? Like if you want to do this as an add-on, if you know what I'm saying, if I want to be a VIP, because that's what I thought. I thought you was like, oh, that's some flex. Like you got somebody come pick. He's like, nah, bro, it's not even that.
Nah, you don't even have a choice to opt out. $25. Well, at least that's what it was. I don't know what he pays, but I assume it's 25, $30. That's typical price. But yeah. So
So I
yeah,
actually I meant
that's
to
crazy.
call you the other day to check on you because I saw that
About what?
Facebook was down for a considerable amount of time, and I know
I
how
know,
big of
bro.
a part of your life that is. So are you okay?
I'm good. Like honestly, it did force me to do some more work, but but like nah, I was smooth. I was like honestly, I use GroupMe a lot, and Twitter is always a good go-to. Like Twitter is the place to be. It's been the place to be. Twitter is and always will be. I like Facebook just because of like the
Hmm.
personal interactions, to whereas Twitter is like, you kind of got to walk like Twitter's like walking in the club. Like you could like do like if you don't know everybody here, like be cool, bro. Like just play a part, hit the bar, and like people watch. You know what I'm saying? Like whereas Facebook is like a kickback. Twitter is not a kickback.
That's a pretty
Twitter
good
is a big money.
analogy, man. That's a pretty
Right.
good analogy because you can go,
So
everybody can see you in the club doing something good. Everybody can see you do something bad, but
bad,
more
yeah.
often than not, it's gonna be something bad.
It's gonna be bad. Yeah, more times than none, you have had too much to drink. Okay, and now you're being filmed. So
That's funny. That's a really
so
good analogy.
but overall, like I was straight, but yeah, it was amazing to me to see the impact that it really did have. It was reported that Zuckerberg lost $7 billion. I don't know if those numbers are actually like correct though, just in terms of if you think about how much he's worth
Well, it's
versus
not
what
like
he
somebody
makes
walked
daily.
into his house and like broke into his safe and stole $7 billion out of
Right. Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's all
Yeah.
it's much different than us losing $100.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, that shit was crazy. That was crazy. I still don't even know like why that happened. I didn't do much research. Didn't really care to. Like, I really want to get off of Facebook because I know that it's like not the safest place to be in terms of your personal information. But but they've made it to where you don't want to get off of Facebook. Like certain apps, you got to log in through Facebook. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's interesting though because I was reading this article because they had this Facebook whistleblower who basically was saying that like Instagram knows, which duh, of course they know they have all this information about you, but they know that
Hmm.
their apps are dangerous to young girls. And
Yeah.
if I have a flippant tone in my voice, it's not because of the subject matter. I just don't not 100% sure of exactly what the arguments were, but it just all seemed like very 2 plus 2 is 4 to me. Like this all makes sense. And like the whole deal was that Instagram, like they were about to start like a kid Instagram and things like that. But yeah,
Nah, I'm
but
cool. I'm super cool. That sounds super predatory. Like although the intent may not be, bruh, can you imagine the amount of little kid catfish pages that they like that are created for creeps out there that are like, you know what I mean? Like full
I
of R. Kelly's. Like, I'm cool.
yeah, actually I fundamentally can't because it's like I just that's something I would just avoid at
Yeah,
all
yeah,
costs.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
But the idea behind it was like is trying to stay. Facebook is not trying to MySpace its way away. Essentially, is the as the argument behind it. Like because now, like you said, we use Twitter. Like you talk about what is ingrained into the world. Twitter,
Twitter,
like
yeah,
like I was reading an article, and if you tweet something, it will get quoted in an article. It can get quoted in an article
very much
as your
so. Yeah,
public
yeah,
statement, right? Like as your public, this is your public stance on this matter. People
very
aren't
much
doing
so.
the same thing with Facebook in that way, right? And probably a lot of it has to do with the way that now that I think about it, the way that politicians have used Twitter since its inception, right? Like the way that like just now, like you could just like if I want to tweet AOC, I can do it right now. You know what I'm saying? If I want to tweet Lindsey Graham, I can do it right now. If I
Yeah,
disagree with Greg Abbott's policies on masks, I can let him know right from
yeah.
my phone, right?
Hmm.
It's not the same way on Facebook. And I think that's why I think that Twitter, it may be too far ingrained to ever like go in the way that it is, especially because it's mostly text based, right? And
Hmm.
but I mean, I think they argued. I mean, they were in the article I read. It was in the New York Times, but it said something along the lines of like, "Yeah, Facebook's for old people. Like they were like interviewing
Yeah,
Gen Zers. They were saying like, no, I'd rather be on TikTok.
yeah.
Which
I mean, yeah. Like my sister who is 18, uh, she doesn't have a Facebook. Has no interest. Now, granted, she's not really into social overall, but she does have a TikTok, like you said. She may not post videos, but she has one, and she does have Instagram. But like Facebook, yeah, she's like, nah, that's for y'all. Like that has nothing to do with her generation. And yeah, I mean, yeah, but the philosophy, not the, I don't know if philosophy is the word, but like the whole premise of Facebook is kind of like outdated, I guess. Now, like at one point, Facebook was your place for everything, for your status updates, for your pictures, for your videos, for your family, for your friends, blah blah blah. Right? But now the apps have broken things up to a point to where it streamlines within your life, I guess. Like, so here's what I mean. If you only upload pictures or only want to see pictures, go to Instagram. If you only upload videos doing challenges and things like that, you go to TikTok. If you want to update statuses and talk, you do that on Twitter. Like, yes, it was a one-stop shop and it was perfect at one point in time, but I don't think in 2021 people want a one-stop shop. Like, because there are certain people that only want to look at videos or only want to look at pictures or only want to do challenges or whatever, and they don't want to have to do all of that, and they want to keep their mom and their auntie and all of that out of it. Am I making sense?
yeah, I
Like,
think really for me, it's just the idea that like if I'm on, like I didn't even notice that Instagram was down. Like I didn't notice. I did. I think it was odd that. Well, I've noticed on Twitter that I saw on Twitter, but I opened my Instagram and I just thought it was stuck. I just thought I didn't have service, So I just was like, whatever. I
yeah,
put my phone back down and went
right,
back about my day. But
right. But if your Twitter went down though, because you are such a heavy
oh,
Twitter
if
user,
my Twitter went down, I would know within 5 minutes.
yeah, right. Right. But see, that's to my point is that like you are only a status slash news reader. Whereas like you could really care less about the pictures and you could really give a damn about TikTok challenges and things like that. So you don't want to see all of that. So Facebook, even though you have a Facebook, you aren't really on Facebook like that because that's not your like all I'm here for is status and news, which is Twitter.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
I actually did go on Facebook today. No, yesterday. I went on Facebook for the first time in God knows how long.
Mhm.
Partly, um, was in an effort to avoid memes, right? Because and it's pretty easy to do on Twitter because a lot of times you'll see the meme and I won't even get the joke, right? But on Instagram and Facebook,
I gotta read the thread
it'll
to
be a little bit
follow up.
longer. Yeah, Twitter is like if you
Yeah.
get it, you get it. But I've watched now the first 4 episodes of the Squid Game show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
First
Okay.
question: Are you watching it with the English dub?
I watched it with the English dub. Yes, we
I,
spoke on this last week, and you said that you're more so a read it type of person.
Absolutely. And I tell you, we tried to watch the English dub and lasted maybe 5 minutes.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And I'm like, because I was thinking, like, oh, everybody's been talking about how hype this show is, and this show is great, and it's all this and that and the third. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, well, if that's the case, then I'm not gonna make it through to the good part. Like
Mhm.
like this is and really what was killing me was you were talking about it. The subtitles weren't matching the words in English,
Yeah, it
and that
killed me
was
the whole
like,
time.
why would you not subtitle the dub? That doesn't make
I,
any sense at all.
So and now that you say this though, I find myself realizing I should have just watched it the way that you did because I still read all the subtitles at the bottom because I realized that they didn't match. So I would hear it and then I would read the bottom and say, oh, okay, all right, this is what you really said. Like even though they essentially it was the same thing. It was like, do you want green tea or is green tea good for you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing, but you know.
So immediate reactions from the first 4 episodes.
Mhm.
I would not go back.
to the show.
Yeah,
I
first
mean,
of all,
I mean,
I
not the
would have
show.
never been involved in this premise where this man is slapping me in the face.
Never. Even though I'm a gambler, even though I bet sports every week, never.
I will say though, like Strange Man, not now. I was thinking about
what game are they on with you? If you're on
they're in
episode
the
4, I don't
middle
know.
they're in the literally the last thing I saw was my man was like 1, 2, 3. Everybody take 3 steps forward because they're in that
tug of war.
Okay. And
got it.
They were like, no, it doesn't make any sense. So then they all took 3 steps forward, and then the episode.
And then the episode stopped. Yeah, gotcha. You on tug of war? Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone back. I did think in a controlled environment, right? Because that's the thing. Like you talk about, we're gamblers, right? But I only gamble at certain places. Like for example, I don't want like people who call me all the time be like, I want to bet. I bet you that the Rams beat the Chargers. It's like I don't want to bet against you, bro. Like I don't want to bet you. I don't have no interest in gambling with you, even though you're somebody that I know. I don't want to bet you.
Bro, if I may, just to piggyback off of that for 2 seconds, we are on Squid Games. We're coming back to it. Somebody told me on Facebook recently. They said, "Yeah, don't forget our bet." And I said, "What bet?" And they said, "You said the Cowboys weren't going to make the playoffs." I said, "Yeah, that was my opinion. But if we didn't discuss any financial transaction, it's not a bet, bro."
I just don't.
Like I don't bet people. I bet books. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I'm not betting a person.
Because the other thing is too, I'm gonna win almost like a lot of the time. More often than not, I'm going to win, and I'm going to be taking your money. And I don't want to establish this type of relationship between us. You know what I'm saying?
Because then now I got to come break your legs. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I did consider while watching that first episode in a controlled environment. How many times would I get slapped in the face for the opportunity to try to win $100,000?
Oh, I got slapped a bunch for 100 bands. I also want to know.
That's essentially what it was, as I understand it. Because I mean, the shit was. I mean, the thing is in Korean, so I mean, I'm reading the subtitles.
It can't be dollar for dollar though. Like it's no way it's dollar for dollar.
Yeah, I have just made they call them won. Won. I've just made that dollars in my head. So yeah, $46 billion is what's It's just,
I've been wanting to look it up to see like how much the won is in comparison to like the US
I looked it up in the middle of the first episode, and whenever the piggy bank first drops and they fill it up with that amount, that was $200,000.
Okay.
Or $267,000 somewhere, but I don't remember what the number was.
Okay, so it's probably so the total is like 4.56 kajillion won. So it's probably like 4.5 million.
Total. Right. At the end of the day, it's enough money to do whatever you need to do with it.
No. Facts. So,
but I do think though. I think I probably got like if it was like me and you, we were doing this, and there was a arbitrator, right? A book right here that's about to pay this out. We know it's about to happen. I think I could probably get about 10 of them things, like 10 right here to the face before I got to tap out. But but I tell you this, I'm tapped out as soon as I hit the first time. As soon as I hit the first time, I'm done.
Probably like 10 racks, right? Like if we're using simple math and take a zero off, it's probably like 10 racks that he was getting slapped for, or if he would have won, or whatever. I'm taking a few of those. I'm walking away with at least 10 bands.
Also, I'm starting to notice, and this Squid Game was probably. I actually think I heard that it was written in 2007, and it was like a story.
Yeah,
perseverance. How this guy kept pitching this.
He's been pitching it since 2009.
Okay. Well, it's some sick shit that probably shouldn't exist. Like I understand why it kept getting turned down. The show is wild.
It is.
I don't even know how it ends, but just the concept. My sister's an actress. I tell her to avoid things like this because the people who come up with things like this are sickos more often than not. Like you look at some of the things that Kevin Spacey has acted, and then look at some of the things that Kevin Spacey's done in life. And it's like, oh,
Touche.
go
Touche.
figure. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Yeah.
there is a connection between these two things.
So are you gonna finish it though?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you like it though.
I don't know.
I
I
know.
don't know.
I know. I
I
get
don't
it.
know. I don't know
Because
if I like it or not.
well, bro, so
I
my
do
thing
know
is
this. When the episode ended yesterday, I was like, "Whoa, what the?" Like, I had a moment that rarely happens where I'm like, "What the hell?" Like, because
got
it
it.
was like
I'm,
we're gonna watch this last episode, and then it's time for bed, right? So then we did like
so then you nobody wants to jump in and watch half an episode and then go to sleep. That's so
exactly.
annoying.
I'm not about to
It's
do
so
that.
annoying.
Yeah,
It's so
because then who knows?
annoying.
I'll never
Yeah,
remember where I
nah,
came started. Yeah,
yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, I get it. I get on why you're like, I don't know whether you like it or not. Because you're like, I didn't know whether or not I liked it. I also don't understand why it's good or if it's good. But I liked it. Like I liked it. But I was like, why is this, why is it good? But I don't know. Dark Sage says he has a question regarding baseball.
I mean, he could have
Okay.
just asked the question the same way you let us know you had it.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know why it's good. I just know that it was good. I have a friend of mine. His name is Chris, actually. I started calling him Contradictory Chris because he was the only person that was like, this show sucks, blah, 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 blah. And then the reports came out that it's actually on track to be the most watched show ever on Netflix, number one. And number two, that it's like number one in 90 countries right now. So I tweeted it to him. It was like, yeah, sure does suck.
I will say,
Like,
like, I don't know. Like I will watch a good concept in general, right? Like if you tell me that your movie was shot all on iPhones, I'll watch it just to see like how they did it, right? So I was like, when I was in once I saw the previews, but
mhm.
like, yeah, I don't know if I think that this is one of those things. It's like it says a lot about us as people that this is the most viewed show on Netflix ever.
I
Like
agree with that
that's
also.
what like the idea that football like 17 weeks out of the year is the most viewed program in America.
Yeah,
Like
I
literally,
agree with that also.
it says something
I
about
agree.
America that we should probably unpack at some point in time.
But clearly it's not just America if it's number one in 90 countries though.
It says something about people that have access to Netflix, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll let you finish it. I'll let you get to the end, and then we'll possibly discuss it again just to see how you feel about the ending. But yeah, I actually watched it twice on accident. Like I watched it one time and I ran through it through my whole like work day on my iPad or whatever, while working, and then I told my wife like, yeah, I don't know,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think you like it, and then she turns it on and she likes it. And so then I get stuck watching it again. But whatever. I should have watched it like you. I still haven't started Money Heist at all. So maybe I'll get to that. But
I'll tell you
Squid Game,
this.
man.
Speaking of Money Heist, um, I was watching yesterday. Typically, not that I can like just pick up another language by watching it on TV or anything like that, but I would generally pick up words then and be able to associate this word with that. Absolutely none of that is happening with Squid Game. Not a single bit. Said, I'm in the small minority. Here's this guy's baseball question. I'm in the small minority who believes St. Louis should be favored over the Dodgers today. This has been the one team that Los Angeles has struggled to beat the last decade. Everyone thinks they are automatically favored. I want to believe in the Dodgers, but this is the most important game of the year. If you were a Dodgers fan, are the Cardinals the team you fear the most because of their past history? I can tell
No.
you this. Well, the Cardinals are remarkably always there in October, which is, I mean, it's just so like what do they win? Like 18, 19 games in a row this year? I know this. I don't watch too much baseball outside of the actual playoffs. So I don't really know. I know the Cardinals have been on a crazy win streak. And I know that Clayton Kershaw is not going to be pitching in the postseason, which may or may not be a benefit for Dodgers fans. But my dad had me place 3 futures on baseball tickets. One was for the Milwaukee Brewers to win the World Series. The other was Chicago White Sox, and the third was the Los Angeles Dodgers. So
Yeah,
he like you will be rooting very hard tonight in Game 163.
yeah. I think the Dodgers are gonna beat the Cards. I I think yes, St. Louis is always there in October, but so are the Dodgers.
Yeah, they have been, especially in the last 5 years.
Like so are the Dodgers, like in a big way. So no, I'm not taking the Cardinals over that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet it, but if you go and look at actually, now that I think about it, I recorded a podcast earlier this morning on the Extra Points Podcast Network with Cousin Sal and Dave Damashek. Those two guys are true seam heads. They both picked the Dodgers tonight, but you can subscribe to that podcast. It's Extra Points Podcast and another podcast I do, the Lemon Pepper Parlay Podcast with TJ Houshmandzadeh, former Cincinnati Bengal. But that's where I give out all my gambling picks and generally talk things of that nature. And we talked about this baseball game earlier today with Sal and Damashek breaking it
So
down
go
much
check
more
that
than I
out.
did. So check that out. It dropped sometime today. I don't know, but it's out there for consumption.
Hey, do you like bone in or boneless wings?
I'm a grown man, so I eat bone-in chicken.
Yeah, as do I. I don't like boneless wings at all. Do you like lemon pepper? Is that your favorite, or what is the number one sauce? Or are you a dry rub guy?
I would go with the lemon pepper. Is probably my number one. Um,
Really?
Barbecue would be like a second, but like barbecue, not all barbecues are
Absolutely not.
made equal.
Yeah, I can't. I cannot get with barbecue sauce.
It depends on the right type. Like it depends on the right type of like from the
I
right
think
place.
I
But
think
lemon
Buffalo
pepper,
Wild Wings had a decent barbecue back in like the day, but I haven't
couldn't
had
tell you.
Buffalo Wild Wings in so long, like years. Like that place is gross.
Well, also I don't just care for hot. I don't care for like food that's hot just for the sake of being hot. So like hot wings in general, like that hot one show, I wouldn't last very long.
Like we'd never catch you doing the one chip challenge or whatever it's called.
I mean, someone would have to pay me,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is not out of the realm of possibility for my life, right?
yeah.
Like, so that's
Right.
why I say, like, when I say somebody would have to pay me, like, it would have to be for content purposes. But like, for me to just be up, like I did the ice bucket challenge out of because I wanted to. Like, that's not like the one chip challenge.
Years ago.
The video just popped back up on my phone, but
Yeah. Was that like when you sat there and somebody just poured ice over top of you or whatever, and it's like, and I nominate Joe and Jim and Tammy from work.
yeah, it was in an
Ah!
effort to raise money for ALS, I believe.
Yeah, even though how how did your video raise a single dollar for anybody that has ALS?
I don't know, awareness, I suppose.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my beef with those like challenges back then. Like now they just got challenges up the wazoo. You know, it's a challenge every other day. But
First of all, like, it's not a challenge. Like it started out with I challenge you to do this or I challenge you to do that. Now it's just like I'm gonna see if I can climb up these milk crates.
they say they say the they say the milk crate challenge was the hood squid game.
That's nah, the milk crate challenge was to separate the weak. That's what that was. And then they ended
That
the
was the
game.
preliminary.
They ended the game, and then they'll be starting the new one up next.
Bruh. Bruh, I would never get on no crates, bro. Homecoming is coming up for us. Well, for me, but not for you. You weren't a part of the.
Michigan's homecoming was last weekend.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask. You know, have you been back
Well, when I
as
lived in
homecoming season
Michigan,
this
it was
year?
easy to go back. I would go back because what the hell else was I doing with my time? But since I've been in LA, I have not gone back for homecoming because it's very inconveniently scheduled around a football game.
You know, I think that is a thing. Believe it or not.
Like just for the way that my life works out, it's traveling on a Sunday is pretty untenable, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm,
Mhm.
it's just not it's not good practice. So I'm definitely not about to do it after 48 hours of drinking and galley.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, you know what's crazy is that although I don't do this for a living and I don't have to be in front of a TV on Sundays to watch, you know, football on television. I myself this year for homecoming, we're going Friday. We'll spend the night there Friday. We'll be there Saturday during the game and all of that. And then I'm gonna leave Grambling at like in the evening time to come back to Dallas because I would like to wake up in the morning, be able to rest, and be able to watch football instead of being on the road.
I mean, the thing is, I don't. This is my biggest beef with some people.
I have a
There's
lot
only
riding on it. Every Sunday, I typically have a lot riding on things that I need to be aware. I
But
need
we
to be
only get
focused.
17 of these opportunities. We only
Yeah,
get 17. And prior to this, it was only 16. And prior to that, who knew we were going to play football in 2020? So,
yeah, facts.
complete, shock. And honestly, is something that needs to be unpacked with the therapist of why this had such an impact on my life.
Yeah,
But it's 52 weeks in a year. What's 52 minus 17? A lot.
you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot
35,
more time to do
35
whatever
of
you
them.
need to do. You got
You feel me?
35 of these things.
And as a Lions fan, I literally only get 17. Okay, I don't get the extra. I don't get any additional. Speaking of, I did lock in, and I know this isn't a gambling podcast, but I did lock in Lions +9 today. Like I was just like, come on, bro. Like
I
it's the Vikings. The Vikings aren't very good. It's 9 points. I was like, come on, man. And now if we lose this week, then I'm I might have to wash my hands with it. But
I'll tell you this. I saw that +9, and I told you I made a rule. I'm not betting on bad teams again. I
I
told you
know,
last
man.
Sunday, and that's
I
part of
know,
the way
man.
that I'm able to continue to make money and not lose it.
I know.
Is by following the rules that I set for myself, right? Like I told myself I was going to bet against Kansas City until they covered the spread. It was profitable for 14 weeks. 14 straight weeks, TK. But no, I
Yeah.
would say that Minnesota
Sometimes you
Vikings
got to
team that
shoot a
you said
three. You
isn't
got a
very
3 pointer
good,
though.
but that Minnesota Vikings team you said isn't very good. A lot of people think Cleveland's pretty good. Held them to 14 points. That's Cleveland's lowest output of the year. They've been scoring 30 points a game. They held them to 14. And if they don't miss a 37-yard field goal in week 2, which you may remember, I don't cash my Cardinals parlay because the Cardinals lose that game, and they're not the undefeated. They're not the only undefeated team in football, and Kyler Murray isn't the front runner for MVP through 4 weeks.
I just think 9 points is a lot. Speaking of, Jalen Smith is finalizing a deal with the Packers.
I saw that.
Just came across.
That's another reason why traveling is messing me up. See, like, because so you know how plugged in I am to things of that nature, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So my flight was supposed to leave at 12:30. It gets canceled at like 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Why? So are you at the gate when this is happening?
I'm at the gate looking at the plane.
Oh, that's trash.
But I will say this: I was flying Spirit. In defense of Spirit Airlines, listen to but hear this though. In defense of Spirit Airlines, I would not have had a problem if they had canceled my flight. I really wouldn't have. Earlier that night, an indoor football game was delayed for weather.
Yeah, I didn't. I truly didn't understand that.
Because
I was
it's
like,
not
how do
it's
you?
like open air ish. Like having been there a few times, I understood. Like it's definitely indoors, but imagine if everything had really big
But a
windows.
lightning bolt
There
could
was no
sneak through.
glass.
A lightning
No,
bolt could sneak
but I'll put it like this. If it rained and like if it was raining and the wind was blowing real hard, you could get wet.
at the top or everywhere.
It's kind of like open air. It's kind of like the stairway out here. The stairway is not like it's inside. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not outside for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like you're definitely inside. Like they air conditioning that thing, but it's also like you could reach out and touch outside if you wanted to. But
Okay.
at certain parts, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, but
Yeah.
so now it's taking off at 6 o'clock in the morning. So
Wait, hold on. They delayed your flight for like hours, like not like a
yeah, I went back home.
What?
I went back home. Like My flight got
And
canceled.
this is leaving from LA or leaving
Yeah,
from.
but I'm saying I had not seen a rainstorm like that in California since the time I never lived there in 5 years.
They delayed it. They canceled it because of rain.
Yeah,
Got it. Okay.
yeah, they
Got
were
it.
like
My
the
bad.
weather, and I'm like,
I didn't understand why at
it
first.
had
Like,
stopped raining by that point, but I understood like
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like
Got you.
I
I
had
got
seen
you.
like several lightning strikes that night. Like
I
it
got you.
was,
Okay. Okay.
but
So you
but then,
already kind of expected it a little
but
bit.
it
But
would
you
have been
can't.
nice if
But
they let me know before I get to the airport.
yeah,
That's
but
really the
it'd be just your luck. You get all the way there. I mean, or you don't go because you're like, oh, they're gonna cancel this,
right, exactly, and
and then
then
they fly out, and
right.
you're like,
I had to go. So anyway, my
yeah,
flight now leaves. My flight boards at 5:15. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. What else am I supposed to do? I go back home. I watch 3 episodes of Mad Men. I get back up and I go and I sleep on the plane. I come here and I work. But I say, you know how plugged in I am to things. You know what? I found out that Jalen Smith got cut from the Cowboys
when?
this morning on Undisputed.
Oh yeah, because I'm like, nah, that happened like last night. Like, yeah,
I was checking
last
my
night
email. I was like,
when
Jalen
I was in
Smith
the
got
gym.
cut?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
I
I was
was
in the
like,
gym.
really?
Yeah.
Jalen Smith got cut. Wow. That's incredible. Like, and then I kind of thought about it. I was like, well, I guess so. I mean, it kind of makes
Yeah,
sense. And
for
then they
sure.
didn't pick up Van Der Esch, the second-year option or fifth-year option. And now we're talking football. But speaking of football, do you know this person, Dawn Montgomery? Or is this just something that you saw on Twitter?
Oh, the person from Twitter? Nah,
Yeah.
that's just a Twitter. That's just a Twitter person. That's
Well,
I
because here's the thing.
see, and that proves my point about Twitter. Because like I screenshot a tweet that ultimately now is like viral, and I have no idea who Dawn Montgomery is. Sorry,
I just
Dawn.
know this.
Sorry
I'm
for the
not sorry
Montgomery
for
family.
Dawn. She has. If you're going to hashtag dating Dawn in your picture, I
Yeah,
feel like
you
you
looking
get
for it.
what's coming for you. Like you
Yeah,
get
you
what's
looking
coming.
for
Like, you know what I'm saying? You are actively trying to call attention to look at how crazy my date situation is. But I will say
Yeah.
this man, Dawn Montgomery here, went on a date to what had to have been, as I'm sitting here looking at it.
It was the Washington football team at Atlanta Falcons.
Ah, okay. So it was an actual NFL game.
It
That
was.
makes sense because it's like, what kind of date are you going to? Like, if you're on a
It
high
makes
school
it
football
even.
game on a date.
It makes it even worse though.
It's because my man was wearing cleats,
Yes.
and that's what I was thinking. That's why I initially thought it was like a high school game because you were playing football in high school. I was not. So what you didn't know maybe is that at any moment at a high school football game, a football game could break out. Like I'm telling you, I promise. Like in the back, wherever, like somebody gets a football, and all of a sudden, like there's people in the back playing catch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
No.
now,
When I was on like freshman, we would go to the football games to like play two-hand touch or whatever.
yeah, and you end up playing football, right?
Yeah, and the little
Exactly.
grassy area by the bleachers.
So at
Yeah.
first, when I saw this, I thought that this potentially was a high school football game, and I'm like, well, what
Nah.
type of? But as I enlarge the picture here, and I see this man was wearing what seems to be a Mitchell & Ness due to that patch right there at the bottom, and Washington football team socks.
Yeah. Mans was ready. I went to her page though. I went to her page. I read. I like I did the best Twitter research that I could do.
Sure.
Apparently, she asked him at one point why he had on cleats, and he said, "I'm ready." Now what? Now what you're ready for? I don't know, bro. Because I'm pretty sure there are like thousands of people who are in front of you that will get the call before you do, bro.
Well,
Like, they're not just gonna pull somebody out the crowd. Like, you there in the Sean Taylor jersey? Come on down.
Well, it's just also like, how are we never going to clear waivers? No, I'm just kidding. But
Hey, for real. Did you pass your COVID test?
Like, you're probably not even close enough. Not. I joke and say I was close enough to.
Nah, but it's true. Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not even close enough to smell the
close enough
grass.
to smell the grass. Like, Like I was close enough to where like I was eating peanuts and I was sweeping the peanuts off from right in front of me, and I was like, oh shit, I can't do that. I'm knocking them onto the playing field. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? I have to knock them back this way. Like
right.
I was like, where? Like, sorry, security, I didn't mean it. Like
Son, you were at the football game eating peanuts. Yeah,
throw peanuts.
nothing, bro. It's just that's some real, you know. Yeah, your name is Martin. My name is Martin.
What is that? What is this? What is this attack on
That
peanuts?
is a real. That is a real. I love football type of thing. Like this man is at. So you go to the baseball games and get you some peanuts too, huh?
If I'm at a baseball game and I'm
I
so
ain't
and
cracked
I
the
and I
peanut
want
shell.
some salt and I want the salt to go with the sweet, I'm probably drinking something that's a little sweet. Yeah, I might get a peanut. Who knows? I might get some chips. I don't see what the big problem is. What's wrong with getting peanuts?
This man got peanut shells that everybody feet. Oh, because he want to enjoy the game with some sweet and salt. Look at you. Hey, have you ever put
What
peanuts
is that?
in a Coke?
No.
Okay, that's a country thing, I guess. You from the South?
I'm mind boggled right now. Like what I can't imagine. Like of all the
I've
things
never ate
you
peanuts
you
at
made
a
it sound
professional
like
game. I've never done that. Never
they've
done that.
always been there. You understand that, right? They've
I
always been an
believe that,
option.
but I just don't think that they're made for my demographic.
What is your demographic?
At a football
Everybody
game,
eats peanuts. All types of people eat peanuts, my guy. What are you talking about?
peanuts are not exclusive to any race or gender. Nah, it's just funny.
I mean, it's like, I didn't want any popcorn, right? I didn't
I
want
don't
any
like.
chips. I already
I
had a sandwich.
I like popcorn. I do. I actually like popcorn, but I can't eat popcorn, bro. It gets stuck in my throat, like the little kernels. For some reason, they always it may be a mental thing for me, but they always like flip up and like end up on my tongue in a place to where I can't like to get them off, and then they're just there in my throat, and so I don't eat popcorn at all. I avoid it at all costs because of that. Is that weird?
It's 100% a mental thing. I get it. Apple juice makes me sick. Same concept.
Why?
I don't know.
You've never had Martinelli's, huh?
Every it's the J.
You
Cole
must have heard this.
conversation.
See, you must have heard this before.
It's the J. Cole conversation every
No,
time.
Martinelli's is fire.
Every time.
Martinelli's is fire. I don't want to hear it.
You don't like Martinelli's? You don't. Nah, man, I don't like apple juice. I don't care what apple juice it is.
Hey, if you don't like Martinelli's, I can't trust you, dog. It even got your name in the name. You know, Martin Ellis. You know what I mean?
Man, it's
No, who don't like Martinelli's? Martinelli's is fire, bro.
look,
It's so
I'm
good.
sure that those who like apple juice like
It's so
Martinelli's, but it's not like that's I don't understand. It's like that's like when somebody is speaking to you in a different language, like a language that you flat out just don't understand, right? Or
Mhm.
generally, I see this when I travel with other Americans to other places. They don't understand you, and they'll just go and say the same thing, but they'll say it much louder. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, it doesn't
Yeah.
change the fact that the
Where's the?
words
They're
in
like,
order is
where's
not.
the bathroom? And the people are like, huh? They're like, bathroom?
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't.
They don't
We
get
have
it.
to move on from like this. These words and phrases is not clicking. I don't like apple juice. Yeah, I've had Martinelli's. Guess what? I didn't like it. In a shocking turn of events, I also didn't like that type of apple juice.
It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. I don't know if I can trust you any longer.
Like people always do that. It's like, man, you just ain't tried this kind. It's like, nah, man.
No, but it's true though, bro. Like it is true. I'm not gonna lie. It's true. Like orange juice, for example. I don't like all orange juice. I only like honestly, I only like the cheap kind. Like I only like the kind that's like the grocery store's special kind that comes in the gallon. I don't really like like those big name brand orange juices or whatever. And Sunny D is orange juice, right? But it's not orange juice.
Sunny D is not orange juice.
But isn't it supposed to be?
Sunny D is orange juice inspired.
That's
Sunny
terrible.
D is I'm
What
almost
is
positive
Sunny D?
nothing good for you.
Isn't I mean I assume it's not, but like Like, yeah, like remember? Do you remember the Sunny D commercials though? Like they marketed to children heavily. And Tang, remember Tang with the orangutan? Whom I would whip an orangutan's ass. By the way, I'm still standing by that. I'm sorry.
What?
Mhm.
An
If we're going,
orangutan would
if we
demolish you, literally tear you from limb
remember,
from limb.
you remember the conversation we were having on the game. An orangutan or what was the other thing?
Oh,
Oh,
it was
or killing a chicken
no.
every
So
time
the
you got in the car.
conversation that we were having on the
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Let's take it
All
out
right,
on a high
all
note
right,
and let's ask the listeners what they would prefer. Let's take it
okay,
out on a high note.
all
I'm
right.
choosing no orangutan.
I thought you were just saying straight up mono e mono, like
No, no, no. I'm gonna lose
me
that though.
versus man and stare D today, like man versus man, right? I thought that's the way you were talking about your
Nah,
orangutan
nah, nah,
experience, but
nah.
no. If given the if had to choose in my version of the Squid Game, you either have to fight an orangutan
Hmm.
once a year.
But you
You
have a
get
knife.
you
You
get a
have a knife.
sword. No, it's a
A
sword.
sword, even better.
You get a sword, like a standard 6-inch Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean joint, right?
Hmm.
Or you have to kill a chicken with your bare hands every time you get into your car.
Orangutan me once a year. Once a year. I'm
Although, although actually, as I sit here and say it, I haven't gotten in my. I would be. There would be no dead chickens for me from Wednesday to today. I've
see
gotten
that's
around,
what
or from Monday to today.
you're on vacation. When you leaving?
Sunday.
All right. By Sunday, it's gonna be a few chickens laying around,
Yeah,
smoked.
by Monday it'll be at least three
That's what I'm
in
saying.
my
Like,
way.
I think about myself today. Let me see. Today, I've been in the vehicle in and out, and we're talking in and out. I went to the store earlier. That's two. Uh, then I took my wife's car to get a car wash. That's two more.
But yeah, see,
Then
because,
yeah,
but the whole
nah.
argument behind why the
I'm like 10
chimpanzee
chicken in
or the
today, bro.
orangutan, yeah, why the orangutan is the correct option is because you have an entire year to train yourself to become the nicest dude with a sword out, and then once you
Exactly.
got that, just go about your day. Foo foo
And an
foo,
orangutan
slice
is
and
not
dice, and
running
then
up
go.
on you either. He's not gonna know what's up. Like he's just gonna walk in. He can be like, "Oh, I got this banana for you. Gotcha, bitch," and then go home. You know what I'm saying? Don't got to see you again for another 365. You know what I mean? Whereas this chicken is like, "Dang, bro, I'm just going to get some gas. Now I gotta
I
go."
mean, the only
You know what I'm saying?
imagine. So the streaming they showed the same commercial every. So for Mad Men on IMDb TV, there's a commercial for this thing called Just Egg, right? And it starts out with this guy is
Okay,
super hungover, right? And
okay.
he's making this commercial for eggs, right, or some egg substitute, whatever. But
Why not? Why not just go to the store and get some eggs?
because he's so hungover. That's the premise. He's so hungover he couldn't. So imagine you're mad hungover, and all of a sudden you're chasing around a chicken like Rocky in the boxing.
Hey, for real though, because they didn't say like the chicken was just gonna be accessible either.
I
Like
imagine if the orangutan is trying to fight me, the chicken's probably not going to be trying to get caught.
yeah, nah, yeah, yeah, nah. I'm taking that orangutan every day of the week, bro. Sorry, sorry. Let me get you up out of here, bro. Hmm. Is there any animal that you think that you could whip? Like big ones, obviously. Don't say like a squirrel. Like yeah, even though a
Bro,
squirrel probably gonna get you a run for your money too.
I'm about to say, dude, if a squirrel really has smoke, I don't know what. I don't
Yeah,
know. Those are situations I just try to avoid with all sincerity.
I think about stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie, I do. I do. A lot of times it's because I'm inebriated. But I think about things like that though. I'm like, man, I wonder. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw a crocodile eat another alligator the other day.
I do say this though. I would be the guy with the trash can.
Like catching the crocodile.
If it's in front of the crib, dog, one of the most manliest, strongest, oh my god, what a guy things I'd ever seen my father do was kill a snake with my hockey stick one morning. It was just like bah, bah, bah. It was amazing.
Hmm.
But so yeah, I kind of it was a cobra snake. It was just water moccasin that it rained in Louisiana. When it rains in Louisiana, takes a couple days for everything to find its home.
I had to kill a
Well, as
bird
I know,
once.
that thing ain't
It,
find its home. Greg White said it's over.
that's crazy. I had to kill a bird once. It stuck with me for the rest of my life. It's still sticking. I'm sorry. I really
No
am.
wonder no wonder you rather fight the orangutan.
Yeah, man, because I'm just yeah. Anyway, until the next
Bird
time you
murderer.
hear from us, you hear from us. Follow us and keep up with us on all things social. At so let me ask you this. That is just one letter, unlike the spelling in our name. Again, that is all things social. Twitter, Facebook, if it's working, Instagram if it's working. But we are on Twitter where it always works. So until then, next time, subscribe, like, share, do all those things on all these social platforms for our audio as well. YouTube, y'all know the damn message. Till then, get with us.